right, all right.
Right, welcome to the fucking podcast speed run. Judd, turn on your camera. Jesus Christ. Right, listen here, you little podcast. Not you listeners. I'm talking to the podcast directly.
Yeah.
Right? Stop being so fucking awkward. Okay? The recording of this podcast, literally, this is the 5th time. Bear in mind, each time we've tried to re-record this, right? It's fucked up 4 times in a row and just not worked, right? And every time I've gone to record it again, I've said, this is the 3rd time we've tried to record it. This is the 4th time we've tried to record it. No, it's the 5th time! Oh my God! And I still can't tell you why. Still can't tell you why it's fucked up. And this will as well. This will fuck up. We said in the last time we tried to record this podcast, it'll be a miracle if this audio ever reaches the line. By the way, you can get the video version on the Streams Badly YouTube channel. You can't get it live though anymore.
No.
Not anymore. We used to record this podcast live. Twitch.tv/streamsbadly. You should still follow that, by the way, because we do sometimes do some other stuff. We used to record it live there. Can't anymore. Why? Why can't you record it live anymore? Is the question I'm hearing. Oh yeah, I can't tell you that. No one on the planet can. It's impossible to understand why. What I'm saying is, and again, what I've said on all the fucking recordings we've done of this, shut up! I'm so stressed! I'm so stressed, honestly. I can't deal with a message coming through my phone right now. Ridiculous. It's just stupid. Honestly, I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore. Judd, just say something. You recap, right, what we were trying to say in the other podcast, because I'm fucking sick of this shit.
God, fucking hell, right. I can't even remember. We've done it 4 times. I don't know. I can't remember. Right. We got ill, both of us. It's not COVID. We were going to do boxing, but boxing didn't happen because we were both ill.
It probably will happen next week, probably.
It probably will happen. Football's coming home, possibly. We're not too sure. Football's currently waiting at the station to be picked up by the train. We had this whole really cool sort of ad-lib story about that in one of the fucking previous podcasts. You're never going to hear it.
No, you're never going to hear this. Let's be honest.
No. So, was there anything else?
Holy shit. Who cares? Judd, I'm wearing a cool t-shirt right now.
You're not wearing a cool t-shirt. It says fucking Ewok and Raw.
No. This is what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
In one of the previous recordings that's dead. That's what Dad got me. But he got me this our dad basically got me this stupid t-shirt that says Ewok and Roll on it with an Ewok.
With a picture of an Ewok.
Yeah. Not funny and just stupid, right? It's type of shit that's just embarrassing to our type of
not
humor.
Funny. It didn't laugh. I hate you, Dad.
But I'm about to send you a picture right now. I'm going to take a selfie right now.
Okay.
Of a much cooler t-shirt. Because my mum has somehow managed to understand our humour. And she's got me a Powerpuff Girls t-shirt.
I really like that.
That's like, I know, I was like, you know what? If you were much... It's hard to explain this over a podcast, but she were out at a shopping centre and she saw this t-shirt. I don't think it was in a girls' store particularly, but it was definitely meant to be for girls. It's pretty much for younger girls. And she saw it, and she thought of me and got me it.
Jesus.
Which I thought was quite funny. But the thing is, it's totally the type of thing I would consider getting, just kind of for like, I don't know, it's like this weird irony vibes and kind of nostalgia type of thing.
It's not irony for me. I fucking love the Powerpuff Girls. I don't ironically wear that. I wouldn't wear that. I don't know.
I said I'll wear that. Like, I'm gonna wear this thing. But I just thought it was weird because like I was like proud of her for kind of getting us in a way. You know, we're not like teenagers now, so it's not like where that
it's
type
not like
of,
you don't get us, Mom.
What?
It's like, you don't get us, Mom.
Yeah, it's
you know?
not. It's not like we're kind of like out to get our parents type of thing anymore.
You know, because you said what? I thought it had happened again. Then I was about to start crying.
No. No, I just took my headphones off. But so I was like proud of her for kind of understanding, kind of getting the vibe, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
And I'm gonna need you to constantly make little noises so I know whether the audio's fucked or not on this podcast. Because Jesus Christ,
yeah,
please,
fine.
anyone who actually listens to this, pray for us. Because holy shit,
I do actually think at this point prayer is like the only thing that could like make sense. It's the only thing we haven't tried.
So, have you been up to anything since last podcast, Judd?
No, literally, the only things that have been on my mind is I've been revising like mad because I've got a driving theory test next Monday. So
Wow.
that's been my main thing.
Well, good luck, buddy, because it's fucking stupid. Just like every element of trying to pass a driving test, or any test for that matter, nowadays.
Yes.
Oh no.
What? No.
I can tell
no.
it's done it. I can tell.
No.
It has.
No, it's not. It's not. You're
can't hear
lying.
you.
You're lying. You're lying. No, you're lying. You're lying. You are lying.
There's no way that's actually happened again. Right, I'm going to try and fix it. If this don't work, then job's fucked.
I believe you. Okay.
We're all right.
What was it then? What was it then?
It's the same. It was the same thing. I tried to fix it in the same way, but this time it worked. So again, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's really annoying and weird about whenever I fix air quotes this happening? It'll sound completely normal to anyone listening. It's just that I can't hear you, which is insane. But anyway, I don't know what I was talking about.
We were talking about driving theory test.
Yeah, it's fucked. So there's questions on it that are just I don't even know how to describe them. Like, it will have got worse since I did it as well, which was years ago now, like 3-4 years ago since I did my driving theory test.
Yeah.
And as we know, these tests get worse. And when I had to answer it, there were stupid questions like, for example, see if you can answer this one, Judd. This is the one that stood out to me as being ridiculous, right?
Okay.
Which coloured flashing light does a mobility scooter always have?
This fucking came up. I know it's not blue. It's not blue.
There's no point trying to figure it out, Judd.
It's the amber.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think you're right. I remember that being right. But here's the thing.
And I think the reason why is because all slow-moving vehicles are fitted with flashing amber lights, so things like forklifts and stuff like that. So I think that...
Here's the thing, though, Judd. When have you ever in your life seen a mobility scooter with any flashing light on?
I have not.
They don't. I swear to God, they don't exist. So at least in our country, there isn't one. I've never seen one. I've been alive nearly a quarter of a century at this point, and never in my entire life have I seen that. But that's the thing. There'll be a fair amount of questions that are that dumb.
Yeah.
That's just...
I do remember that coming up, and I like looking at it when I was revising, and my eyes sort of just glazed over. I was like, "What? Do they have that? Do they have them?"
No, they don't. And that's the thing. This is one of many big problems in the world right now. I think probably mostly in Western civilizations is that, or at least probably more developed countries, bureaucracy is absolutely fucked and just completely overtaken, massively taken out of hand. Like, honestly, they just want to ask you questions for the sake of asking questions. It doesn't matter why. They just want to. They just want to make it look like they're... I don't know. I we're going to say they want to make it look like they're testing you harder, but anyone with an ounce of a brain can tell you that doesn't make them look like they're testing you harder. That makes them look like a pain in arse, which is what they are. And that happens everywhere. Officers are the worst for that. You know, like desk jobs.
Yeah.
They are absolutely awful for like random committee meetings and the the figures reports and different rules and it's awful.
It's you know what, it's the same. You wouldn't. Well, I don't know. You might think it, but I personally wouldn't think that working on a building site would be like that. But it is. It's like we had this huge, out of nowhere, we've just had loads of new health and safety measures come in, and one of them is like, oh, you can't be on your phone at all on site. And now the thing is, if that was in the yard where like vehicles are doing shit, like forklifts are doing stuff, okay, that makes sense. But like me in a room upstairs looking at my phone in a completely closed off area, and essentially a kitchen, that's not doing anybody any harm, is it? Like,
yeah, I suppose it's maybe. I don't think the vehicles is the thing specifically. Like, if you've got like, I don't know, bricks piled up somewhere, then that could be enough to say you shouldn't really have your phone or be looking at your phone for health and safety. But what you're describing is just being in a room.
I'm literally, imagine me stood in your kitchen. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, are they going to make you do that at home as well? Oh, and when you get home, just be careful. Don't look at your phone.
Yeah,
you might get distracted.
Don't look at your phone. But the thing is, like, it's not even don't look at my phone because I should be working. I need my phone to work. Like, people send me lists of stuff that they need.
Yeah.
Or my boss will call me. So I can't work without my phone.
It's like when we were in high school and you weren't allowed to have your phone in class, innit? It's like that.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays, like, maybe when we were at school, having your phone out in class was probably more distraction and bad than good. But if they said that now, they're stupid. Because having your phone out in class is surely only going to be... Well, not only, but there's so many advantages to being able to use your phone in class at the minute. And I know that's like a bit of a tangent from work, but like it just shows, doesn't it, that if they still do stuff like that, which I pretty much guess they will, they're just dumb. They're just like, and when I say they, I don't really know who I'm talking to because
I know you're talking about. You're talking about the man.
But
talking about
who is that? Because no one likes these rules either. No one likes them, so who's asking for them to be a thing?
Oh shit! Fucking on my earphone. Oh god, my earphone fell out. Now I can't hear you, Jake. I do think it's literally to keep people in a job because like their job is to make the rules. So it's like they'll just make rules so they can stay in the job. They can keep fucking cashing in the paycheck.
I've got a theory that there's people in certain roles that don't really need to be in those roles, but they're trying to make themselves look busy so that they look valued, whereas they're actually wasting time and money. I think it's that. And do you know what? I think a lot of human resources departments are like that. I genuinely do. Do you even have one of those for working on a building site?
I don't know, actually.
Your company probably should. I don't know if it's a legal requirement. But someone has to handle HR stuff, whether it's an actual department or a person.
I feel like if somebody on site ever was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to HR," they'd be like, "Shut up, you pussy!" Just kick their head. We once had this guy who worked with us in York, and he had this thing where if he picked up anything at all, it couldn't even it didn't even necessarily have to be that heavy. If he picked up anything at all, his face would go bright red, immediately go bright red. So we took to calling him Beetroot because he looks like as red as a beet when he picked anything up. And he went and fucking told on us for bullying. We were just like, honestly, we were like, you little bitch. You little bitch. Like,
Beetroot's not a bad name.
No,
Beetroot's
it's not.
Fine. I'd be honoured to be called Beetroot.
I've been called so much worse by my own dad. I've been called so much worse.
Like little fat.
Like little fat ginger.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no,
Yeah,
I know what you mean. It's I don't know. Nicknames are fun, and
Yeah,
it's literally what I've got on my list that we're gonna get to some later on. We're gonna get to some school nicknames that we had for people at school because we had. That's how that's honestly kind of how I remember anyone. Okay. Yeah, as in, you know, even when we watched, even when Game of Thrones, for example, I'd call them like something like
yeah.
I don't know, like Goldhand or like fucking that big spaz one. No, you know, or
Mini-Me.
Lord Friendzone, for example.
Yeah.
Oh, right, Judd's audio's disappeared again. Let's see if I can salvage this. How's the salvage gone? Oh, it's fine.
Hello,
we're
can
good.
you hear me?
Yeah, we're
right.
fine.
What was it that time?
Same. I just did the same thing. I just unplugged my audio interface and plugged it back in again.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
Anyway, so let's hope this recording even fucking works. I don't even know, but we'll find out. It seems to be all right. But yeah, it's like Lord Friendzone on Game of Thrones, or like Dragon Lady, or like I'm trying to think of other stuff. So like, if I, Pushing Up Daisies, a show that I've been watching, well, I suppose re-watching because I remembered it and stoked a memory from years ago, and I don't really remember anyone's name in that. Well, I guess I do because it's not got too many characters, but I'm not even when I remember their name, I'm less likely to remember that than like a nickname. So the Pie Maker, he's referred to that as that a lot, so that's don't work as much. But I'd call like his mate like the detective dude. Then there's the like dead girl who's not dead anymore.
Dead girl.
There's a small pie lady who helps with the pies.
Oh
there's
sorry. You said small pie lady, and I thought she was like some sort of fairy creature, and she came out. She's like a pie fairy or something. I know now. I know who you mean. I know who you mean.
There's like one-eyed ant, and there's the like the other ant is what I would call the other one. There's nicknames like that, and even within episodes. So there's like this episode about these guys who both are really good at smelling things and like interpreting smells and stuff like that. And I would call one of them like the snobby smelly man and the grotty smelly man, and because this smell thing, like it's hard to describe. It's probably better on a show that like more people know of. But thing is, if it's too well known, you're gonna all know all the characters. So if I said South Park, I know like Kenny,
Kyle Cartman,
Stan,
Butters,
Stan's dad, which is Randy's and Butters,
Randy Marsh.
Who would I give a nickname in that though? Who might be well known? No one. I don't think I give anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, the voice box guy. That's like
who's the voice box guy?
Those hunters, and one of them's like
the guy who not like this. Yeah. I actually don't. That's fair. I can't call his name. Wait, I almost had it then. Because I imagined the other hunter guy saying it. But that being said, I don't know his name.
No, I don't know his name, and he would be called the other hunter guy.
the other hunter guy. Yeah.
So absolutely. That's like that's how you remember a lot of people.
Yeah, like I know Kyle's mum's name. That's like Sharon Broflovsky.
Yeah, but would you call her that?
No, I'd call her the big fat bitch.
Yeah, or you'd at least just say Kyle's mum,
Yeah, or Kyle's mum, yeah.
But yeah, nicknames, they're good. Speaking of Speaking of nicknames, Judd, school nicknames, right? This is a thing, right? When we were at high school, it was a different world. Bullies were still cool kids, right?
Yeah.
For example, nowadays, as we've seen in 22 Jump Street, or was it 21 Jump Street?
I to be honest, I don't think I've watched any of them.
21 Jump Street.
I watched the bit where he says "My name is Jeff" and I turned it off.
We've got some movies to rate later on, probably after the football at this point.
Yeah.
It's going to be a late one, honestly. And I'm putting those on there because I'm pretty sure we've got a movie and TV rating spreadsheet. That's you can see our ratings at twitch.tv/streamsbadly. And I'm going to put those two on there, 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. Jump Street. I'm just bear with me. Bear with me. You're not bearing with me. Bear
I'm
with
bearing.
me.
No, I'm bearing.
Bear.
I'm bearing.
Bear more.
We bears.
Here's another tangent. Honestly, my ADHD is going everywhere. Do you remember when Dad used to have a sat nav, and it used to be like Ozzy Osbourne just swearing on the sat nav,
Yeah.
and it'd say
Turn-
"fucking bear right."
Fucking bear right. Turn at the next
I
junction.
always used to be like, "What does bear right mean? What a stupid way of saying turn right." They just say turn.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
speaking of 21 Jump Street, if you remember in that film, they turn up there and like Channing Tatum. Bear in mind, again, this is another.
I don't know because I've not seen the film.
Well, I'm telling you, this isn't spoilers either. Again, I don't know Channing Tatum's character's name in that movie. It's Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. you know?
Yeah.
So Channing Tatum's character is obviously the buff guy who would have been the popular kid at school, and Jonah Hill's like the more nerdy guy who would have been bullied.
Yeah.
So Channing Tatum's like, right, we need to go up to the first, like, kind of biggest guy we see and just punch him, you know, like, or like, you know, jock kind of rules that you see in these 90s movies like American Pie and that. But because it's like more modern day, it's actually fairly old now, but like, because it's more modern day, that's not the case anymore. And like, he punches this guy out. It's like, did he do that because I'm gay? And then, like, he's like, oh, no, I didn't do it because you're gay. I did that because you're like popular or something. I don't know. So it's kind of, and I think that's really true that like, I think our generation is the last generation for cool kids to still be bullies.
Yeah.
Or at least it seems like it in school.
Which, by the way, it's a good thing that being a bully isn't good anymore.
Yeah.
We're not saying bring back bullying.
Yeah, if you're the bully at school now, you kind of seen more. You kind of more like, I think you probably tend to be more of like a grotty kind of, I don't know, freak kid, but who's got a lot of anger type of thing, you know? Maybe quite shabby or something.
Yeah, stay away from that one kid. He gets off on like causing other people misery. Instead of whoa, Bradley, you threw that nerd into that locker so hard, and you're like, yeah, babe. You know, he sounds like Mike Myers.
Yeah, babe.
yeah, baby.
I mean, he would have been, you know, he has got mojo.
No, he absolutely. Mike Myers absolutely got fucking bullied. Absolutely. There's no way.
That's the change of when we were at school. So I don't know where I was going. I don't know where I was taking that. If I'm being fully honest, but so the thing is with that, right? You can't. When we were there, we weren't the jocks. We weren't the bullies. So we were not popular. Oh, well, actually, weirdly, somehow you were completely different to everyone else and were kind of popular. Somehow. Don't know how that happened. It just the formula didn't apply to only you. Even you will admit that everyone else who was kind of like me or like you or anything like that wasn't popular.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Because it's like you stuck like me and everybody else that was like me in a room, and they get fucking absolutely like just picked onto shit. And then they'd look at me and they go, yo, this kid is fucking rad.
I know, and you did nothing different either. But that's kind of how it worked. But just ignoring Judd, right? That's how it worked. So you kind of like, you didn't remember people's names because you couldn't make too many friends, and even and when you do that, you do end up with a small amount of friends. But as a lot of people I think will know, when you've got a close knit friend group.
Yes.
Stay tuned for more burps later on. You give each other nicknames anyway. So, for example, I had two friends in my friend group of like 4, called who were both called Nathan. One was small and one was big. So there was Big Nathan and Little Nathan. So you know, nicknames. But because we didn't get to know anyone else, a lot of the time we didn't know anyone's name. But you kind of needed to be able to identify certain people as well when you were at school, and I think this might translate to other scenarios. So at least my friend group had a lot of nicknames for for kids that we didn't really know at all.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm gonna full disclaimer here. We were quite awful with the nicknames that we would come up. It was a different time. That's why I've just remembered why I was explaining the whole thing of bullies were cool kids back then, because that shows how much of a different time it was. It's literally, it's fucking 15 years since I started high school. Nearly, maybe not quite. It's nearly 10 years since I left high school.
How old's my little sister? That's like as old as how old my little sister is.
No, it's not. She's 14.
Yeah, he said 14 years ago.
Oh, right. You mean since I started school? Yeah. Since I started high school, it's about 14, 15 years. So, yeah, basically, it's a long ass time. Times were different. I wouldn't do this now. And I don't do this now. But, or I would give people nicknames, but not quite as offensive bad nicknames, to be honest. But
not like a burn fictor that you'd stand there and call Scroat Face.
And we're laughing about it now because it would be so ridiculously wrong to do so. Yeah?
Yes.
You have to premise this. You can't actually just joke about things.
I know.
So I'm gonna.
By the way, we didn't call any burn victims Scroat Face. That was off the top of my head. That's because I'm like a genius, an absolute comedic genius.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. It fully went over my head that anyone might think that we actually did that.
We actually call that a burn.
No, honestly, at least my mates potentially did worse. I'm not going to say who the mates were that did this, but so I'm going to get probably the worst ones out the way, and you can tell me some of yours.
I don't think I really had any bad ones, to be honest.
I had a really bad one. I'm gonna get probably the really bad one that was bad out of the way. Right?
Yeah.
There was. Oh god, this is quite awful, and don't cancel me for it. Not that anyone can escape being cancelled anyway, but please try not to cancel me for this because it was so wrong. There was this lad who was quite obviously mentally disabled.
Oh,
who
no.
came to the school.
Oh,
he was
oh, no.
I think he was in the year above you, you know. I think he might have been in the year above you. I can't remember what year. He was younger than me, but not very younger than me. He was similar age to Judd, who is similar age to me.
Who is similarly mentally retarded. Well,
right. Maybe. Look, so he were tall. He were a lanky lad, very skinny, tall, and I'm trying to describe like his disability so he can kind of know how severe it was. He moved differently to what you would kind of see a normal person moving. He was like more slinky. I don't want to sound offensive when I'm describing him now, but I think it's important to know. He moved differently, but not because he was physically disabled, though.
Yeah,
or at least as far as I know.
It was moving that way because of like some sort of mental. It was like almost like a tick. Like it was just how he moved because of his disability. I think it was
type of one that was probably some sort of neuro disease that kind of affects both. Yeah, and I remember me and one of my friend group being really kind of like interested in him, being like kind of because he is. I mean, there's two ways you could put it. He is fucking weird. Is kind of part of what we thought of it. Not a great way to put it at all, and no one should call it that. But the other thing was that doesn't necessarily mean that's not necessarily bad. That's very interesting, and it might be bad to call someone fucking weird, but to think of them as weird just to yourself personally, I don't think necessarily is bad, because it depends how you consider weird. To me, I consider weird a good, interesting thing. So we thought this lad were really interesting, basically, is kind of what I'm trying to say. Probably
you were quite intrigued by him, weren't you? Just like why he was like that. You weren't angry, or you weren't sort of disgusted or put off because he was like that. You just found it interesting, the reason as to why he was like that.
And honestly, at the time, we weren't prejudiced to him. We were completely fine. We didn't have a problem with him being there or anything like that.
Yeah.
The bit that was bad, that we shouldn't have been like, is we did find him quite funny, right? Because he It's a bad way to put it, and it sounds bad, but he moved and looked silly and looked comedic in the way he moved and
listen,
things.
what you're saying is you used to fucking hock loogies at him and you said, freak! Freak!
No, that's not true at all. In fact, we actually did nothing to him. We left him completely alone. And well, I suppose that's not completely true, because not only did we kind of, I guess, leave him alone, but when he first started, because I was slightly older than him, I was actually asked to show him round as well, and I did, and he was fine. I can't hear Judd again. We're going to see if we can fix this. Let's see. This one's not looking as good. This one could be a bad one. We're going to wait a little bit longer, see what my computer catches up with.
Why?
Hold on.
Might be it. This might.
Oh,
hello?
right. No, I think we're good. I think we're good.
Okay.
Oh, thank fuck for that. Holy shit! Right. Anyway, yeah, this guy was fucking funny looking. What a spaz, am I right? No, that's the joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, it's a joke. So what I was saying was, I actually even showed the guy around.
Yeah.
So, but the point is, we found him interesting. We're like, I wonder what's up with this kid? Like, what's going on with him? Like, so we looked it up, and basically we looked up kind of what he was like, and came to the conclusion.
Why is he acting like such a fucking doof?
We came to the conclusion that it seemed to our stupid, I guess we would have been about 13, 14-year-old brains, that he probably had Klinefelter syndrome.
What's Klinefelter syndrome?
So
is that an actual
thing?
thing?
Yeah, it is. So I'll read you this out. It's not good. So it affects mostly boys and men. And it says many boys and men don't realise they have it. So it's kind of like one of those, a bit like autism, which I have, which is on quite a spectrum. So as we know, some autistic people are very severe, and you can tell that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's same with Klinefelter, and you could tell he had something going on. But there's plenty of people who can't even tell. So. I'll read this out for you. Klinefelter syndrome does not usually cause any obvious symptoms in early childhood. Oh, that's basically what I've just said. So, possible features, right? In teenagers, so this is where it applies. I'll say teenagers and adults. In teenagers, growing taller than expected for the family. He was really tall.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Broad hips, poor muscle tone, and slower than usual muscle growth. So that's something we genuinely remembered. We remembered he did have, I think I remember him having... God, this is going to be such a derogatory way to put it, but fuck it, I'm going for it. He did have a bit of bread to him, you know, a bit of booty, you know, something like that.
Did he have a bit of cake on him?
Bit of cake, that's what I'm going for. Yeah, this is a comedy podcast. It is not okay to say that.
Did this poor disabled boy have a fat fucking juice?
That's awful. I'm learning from the mistakes I made as a kid. That's what I'm telling you. So he did, and then this is why we thought that. Reduced facial and body hair, no one had that anyway. Here's the thing. Look, there's some distinctive bits of what it says about in teenage. I'm on the NHS website about Klinefelter syndrome, by the way, reading this out, and there is some bits of the symptoms in teenagers paragraph I'm not going to read out. They're quite distinctive. Judd can look them up and not mention them on the podcast. What I will say is they're potentially a lot more embarrassing. And they're also symptoms that I could have had no way of knowing either. And then in adulthood, they can't reproduce.
I think I know what you're getting at. Yeah.
So look, basically, we kind of thought this seems to us, from what we can guess, that's probably it. So we didn't know the lad's name. So whenever
here we go.
Whenever we might have to refer to him, this isn't like we talked about him all the time. We might mention him once a month.
Oh, you see him go past. You might see him go past. And go, look, there goes.
Or if it's like, you know, who's the last person in lunch queue? I don't know. Who's making all that noise? I don't fucking know. If we ever had to refer to him, which was extremely rare, we needed a way to refer to him.
Okay. And you said, and you branded this poor defenseless.
Please don't hate me. It was bad. We called him Klines.
I remember Klines. Now that you say it, I immediately remember Klines.
I'm utterly embarrassed. But
That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible.
it's bad because it still sounds funny because it makes him sound like a butler or something. And
I imagine in like some sort of like German, almost like a Bond villain. It's not the main Bond villain. It's like a side villain in like a Bond film, and he's German. Yeah,
oh,
Kleins.
no, it was
Kleins.
awful. Why couldn't
Yeah.
we have just found out his name? Fuck me, honestly. If ever anyone, right, this is something I've learned through being a shit when I was younger, right?
Yeah.
If ever you are ever thinking of referring to someone with a common nickname like that, fucking stop and put the effort in to just learn their name, okay? Just figure it out. Or give them a normal name. Just give them a normal name that you don't even know is right, like Craig. You know? Something like that. I don't fucking care. You could say, oh, it's that lad who looks like he might be called Craig. You know? Something like that. That would be much better than what I did as a kid. And bear in mind, that's probably the worst one. But I'm going to tell you of another quite bad one now. Just so I can get the bad ones out of the way.
I'm gonna say one now.
Okay, you do one now, and then I'll do another.
Only because someone has started listening to this podcast who isn't
Oh god, I've just remembered.
Did what?
I've just remembered who it might be.
No.
I've remembered more worse nicknames actually thinking about it.
Okay, she didn't go to our high school, but she dated somebody that went to our high school. Hi Cordelia, if you're listening. You might not be listening because this might never fucking get out, but I'll just say Sweaty
Probably a fucking
M.
good thing if it never gets out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And
So-
I'm not saying who that is, Cordelia, so that you can't tell
Well,
Kieran.
can I
and
not say who
Kieran-
it is?
No, because you say. Well, actually, it was you gave him the nickname, so I don't understand why Kieran would get mad at me.
Pretty sure, right, that we've mentioned this person before, but fuck it, I'm going with Sweaty M.
Yeah.
Let's go with Sweaty Martin. Fuck it.
Okay. We'll call him Sweaty Martin then.
That's not the real name, but
that's not his
we're
real
going to
name.
call them Sweaty Martin. Look, right, this one isn't as bad, but I guess he's potentially quite bad as well. This is a nickname again that my friends gave, but you fully agreed with it. Don't deny it. You adopted the name as well. Sweaty Martin, right? He was a lad in your year, I think. He might have been another year.
He was in my year.
And look, right, he was very sweaty.
Yeah, he just wore.
We didn't hate on him for that. We didn't make fun of him.
I was actually very good friends with him. I was very good friends with him.
Let's try and fix this.
God.
1 second. Here we go.
Hello? 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 You know, I think every time it just lags a little bit longer, and it makes every time I just think this is it. This is. Is he gone?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, well, good. Because your audio's not coming through the podcast anymore, so... because that time it just didn't like it.
How do we fix it?
Can you hear me? Yeah, so Judd can hear me now. So what's happening is, if I unplug my audio, yours comes through. But if I plug mine in, yours doesn't come through. No. I'm going to try it again. Here we go.
All right. Yeah, here we go. It's happening.
Yeah, it's just doing that. That's all it's doing. Do you know what's really annoying about this when I'm recording this? There's no way to test it. No way to test it as well. Yeah, I think, honestly, what I'm going to say is, look, it's really fucking annoying because we've done like 20% of a topic. I can't, it's not like, right, I can even stop the podcast, listen to the back end of it, see if your audio's still coming through when it doesn't look like it, right? If I find that out, we could start it again and stitch them together. I can't really even do that, right? So if I do that, it sets me back about 4 hours. Christ. No, Harry. No, Harry. Wait, I'm going to try something. Let's see if this works. Did this work? No, it didn't work. Wait. Hold on. Oh, I've got an idea. I'm going to try something. Wait, I'm still trying it. I'm still doing it. What I'm doing is removing desktop audio. Right. I'm going to try and add it back again. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do that. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's just fucked the entire. It's fucked complete. It's completely fucked OBS. There's zero way of fixing it. And it's all fucked. It's all fucked. Oh, audio output capture. Wait. Audio jungle. oh shit! Wait, Judd, we're good.
Oh!
I think we're good. I think that's fixed it. Holy shit!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Look at that. What a ride this podcast has been.
You are absolutely gonna have to put a discllor though before the start.
Nah, it's gonna be great. People are gonna be like, "Oh my god, he actually fixed it." We called some people Kleins. We called some people Sweaty Martin that doesn't even exist.
No,
don't do that. Again, don't do that. I'm still... Look, we're quite liberal with how we... we don't give many fucks.
No.
But even that was just shit, wasn't it? That was bad.
That was
we should not have done that.
Yeah.
And I will say, it was more than me than Judd. and also what I will say as well, though, is it was more my mates than me, I think. Although, yeah, pretty even. Anyway, so Sweaty Martin, he was sweaty. I think part of that was because he was like a bigger lad, but a bit of a fatter boy.
Had some problems, but I was very good friends with him. I'd say he's possibly even my best friend.
Again, we didn't mind
so.
These people. I guess and it's definitely not okay to just call them things like that behind the back. But like, what I do remember with my friends is we definitely kind of didn't want to. We kind of wanted to make sure that if we ever had a name for someone like that we kind of could get the vibe that they might find it offensive, which they probably fucking should. We didn't want them to feel upset, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, we probably just shouldn't have done it anyway. But anyway, another horrible nickname I had, because we're actually getting, we're taking up a lot of time. We have to finish this before the football kicks off. So another one I had, there was a lad who hung out with some girls a lot, I think. He might have been gay, might have not been. Don't know.
Oh, yeah. I know
early
what
sort of
you're talking about, yeah.
You know what? We called him Penis Woman.
The thing is, there's no art to that. I liked Klein's because there was an art. I mean, I didn't like Klein's because it was awful, but there was still an art to that.
I know. Well, look, right.
Penis Woman's got that's nothing.
No, I'll explain it, right. This guy was quite what's the term?
Feminine.
For it?
He was quite feminine and he has a penis. That's your logic.
No,
that's the beginning.
It was like what's the word for it? Androgynous. Is that the word? Erogenous?
Oh,
androgynous?
Not androgynous, so they don't really have a particular gender. They don't.
No. That just means the kind of their look and their vibe is kind of
neutral,
in the middle. Yeah, fairly neutral. Yeah. And that's but that's the thing with our stupid like teenager, almost only just even being teenage brain, and the fact that it was kind of different in that way, like. That kind of encompassed both to us. It was so dumb and such a worse, more offensive way to put it. But to us, that makes a lot of sense. Penis Woman.
Yes, penis.
And I have to say, I think they were male. I don't know, because they were, fairly like
androgynous. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a haircut that could have been like a short female haircut, or it could have been like a medium-length male haircut.
No, actually, you
didn't
know what? I'm
breasts
pretty
or
sure it was a
not.
guy. I'm pretty sure it was a guy because I remember going.
Oh, Judd's gone. Let me try this again. Hold on. Here we go. Am I there? Hello? Okay, so what's happened again is that I'm gonna have to do the same fix I just did. Hold on. It's bizarre.
It's bizarre.
We're good, Judd. We're good.
Okay.
So
No, you know what? It was a guy because I remember one time going up to him when he was sat around with all these other girls, and I remember saying to him, like, I had no malice in my heart or anything. I just said, "Can I ask if you're gay or not?" And immediately, you know what the fucking like. Immediately, the fucking girls were like, "Oh, so what? So what if you just like hanging out with girls? So what?" I went, no, that's fine. I was just wondering, but you know, they were like, "Oh well,
Yeah,
well, it's none of your it's none of your business." It's like,
well, the thing is, if you, in
like,
that scenario,
yeah,
whether I was gay or not, I'd have said to him, "Oh, well, I'm not. Well, I guess it's not any of my business, but I'm asking because I'm gay and wondered if there was someone else here.
I wasn't out at that time, and I didn't actually realize that because it was at St. Michael's when I asked him, and
Good
I
job that
didn't.
school's been knocked down now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well. So what? Like, I mean, it's not anywhere where we live. People don't care enough about this
They don't.
fucking
It's
show
fine.
to
Carry on.
dox us. Yeah. Yeah, so it was at St. Michael's when I asked this kid, and it wasn't until I was 14 and I was at Holy Trinity when I was like, "Oh, I like men as well as women." So I couldn't have pulled that card.
Yeah. Well, look, but it might have been worth kind of just saying anyway, being like, "Oh, well."
Just lying.
Yeah, no, just to be like, fuck you, because it could be. That's like you shouldn't just jump on someone for that. That's ridiculous. It's almost homophobic to do so because, like, you might be saying, "Oh, are you gay as well?" You know, maybe the phrase you would have used would be, "Are you gay as well?" rather than just "Are you gay?" Also, you know, I think back then, again, it really shows it was a different time. It was potentially considered, like, it was potentially harder to come out. Nowadays, it's a bit more accepted. Not that it wasn't then. It was. Like, if you were gay, you weren't going to get bullied for being gay, really, at our school. As much as bullying did happen,
it's strange. It's strange.
Gay.
It's strange, isn't it? Because we were at a Catholic school, and probably the one thing you weren't going to get bullied for was being gay.
Yeah, so, I don't know. What's some other school nicknames we had for anyone, Judd? Oh, there was a kid in a wheelchair who I just called Wheels. That was great.
Oh,
no,
God.
That's not true. That's just a joke. That didn't even happen. But there was a few. Those ones that I've described are the bad ones. Those weren't. It wasn't like most of the nicknames weren't like that. They weren't. They were more normal, kind of. You wouldn't even consider them offensive. So there was quite a common one to do. Would be kind of, I kind of mentioned it a bit earlier, was where you might give someone a name that you know is probably not their name, but I just feel like it should be called that. That's like already a name, so I might call someone like Gary, you know? I don't even know if they're called Gary, but we just call them Gary, you know? Or something like that. That was quite common. There'd be a few for like, oh, there was one for a teacher who we did know his name, but we just called him Mr. Bastard. Because he was horrible.
Who was Mr. Bastard?
And at this point, I genuinely don't even remember his name. I just remember him as Mr. Bastard. He was bald and big.
A bastard.
He was, like, tall. And I genuinely was lucky to never actually have him as a teacher for any of my classes, but we called him that. What else did we have? There was... there was... the popular girls would call Mean Girls, but like that's because of the movie. There was Nasher. Do you remember him from my
Nasher? Nasher. Now that you're saying Nasher, I'm like, yeah.
He was the football lad. You know, he was the prime sports runny fast guy. You know, he was the sport guy. He was the jock. He would have been the quarterback at an American school. You know.
He weren't. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, Nasher weren't too bad. He were all right.
No, he wasn't terrible. I mean, he had to be a little bit of a dick to people like us sometimes because he still wanted to be one of the cool kids. But you could tell that it weren't his thing. He didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
There was I'm forgetting some of them, you know, because they were less kind of. I remember them being less shit and significant like that. I remember because those ones that I've described that were awful. I remember them more because I think, fuck, they were awful. Why did we do that? And that's kind of why I remember them now. And there was a bunch of them. There was this lad who was like kind of lanky and he was blonde. And he plays guitar now, I think. He had a nickname like Olive or something like that. I see his head were a bit round like an olive or something. I don't know.
I actually can't.
No, but that's similar to like beetroot, isn't it? Where it's like, you know.
No, but imagine though working on a building site, being called beetroot, and then going and telling the fucking boss, like you're telling your teacher, like I'm pretty sure my boss literally just went, "Shut up."
I would love to know if anyone had school nicknames for us.
Yeah. Oh no, we probably got called stuff behind us back.
I don't give a fuck what it was. I'm completely fine with if anyone called us anything, even Klein's. Even if Klein's had a nickname for us.
Klein's probably walked around the corner and like he fucking was talking to his friends. Who was like, check out. I need a good one for you now. Check out fucking Crooked Smile over there.
Do I have a crooked smile?
Your teeth are a bit fucked, yeah.
Oh, right.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's not a great
smile,
one, but sure.
Crooked Smile and I don't know. Fuck.
Oh God, you can't just say that.
I can say that.
My soundboard's not even working. Oh, it's crashed. It's all fucked. Oh my God.
End it.
Right, if my audio is still on the podcast right now, this is the end of the podcast. We're done. We're fucking done. This has been a disaster from start to finish, and I hope we get cancelled. Fuck it. No, I don't. Please say it, and I'm going to try and get that working. Oh,